welcome to a new edition of our show, Money Means Business. As we always say, business means money. Stability and business, and as we all know, other things that we are finding out, like pandemics and other, affect the economy, affect, of course, the influx of income and money and all that. And like what's happening during this COVID-19 pandemic that is affecting all economies of the world and, of course, all incomes. We're going to talk gold. What's happening in that with the plans in Egypt for a city of gold, or a gold city. What is it about, what we're going to be doing there, how things are going to be, a lot of questions that people have in their minds and we have in our minds that we want to find out. And we have with us the expert who is going to be answering and talking about it, elucidating lots of points that might come into people's minds. And we have with us Engineer Ihab Wasif, Vice President of the the Federation, the Gold Chamber in the Federation, the Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, sir, with us.
Hi, how are you?
Well, we do have a lot to talk about, actually, and it's very interesting subject, the gold and the luster of gold and the shining of gold that everybody would like to get as security for the hard days, or, you know, women love gold.
Yeah, it's traditional for Egyptians, yeah.
But before doing that, we'll go for a short break, after which we'll be coming back. Stay tuned to us, don't go away. Welcome back again to Money Means Business, and we have with us Engineer Ihab Wasif. Well, very important to talk about, of course, gold that everybody is looking for, actually, to own. Well, you know, as a dowry, you know, like or you know, something present for marriage, or security to put in the bank, and you know, and most women, some, you know, like don't really care, but you know, who doesn't love gold? So, you know, I think, you know, this is, you know, like, you know, if I say I don't love gold, then I'd be a liar, right?
Yeah. Everybody loves gold.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah. Well, you know, like, there are just differences in prices. Well, is it, you know, like different stating the price here or deciding the price of gold in Egypt than in the different countries?
Yeah, we have, like, in Egypt, it's not a big difference if you, like, let's say, exchange the amount of money that you're paying for this piece to the amount of money that you're paying for the same piece in another country. The only difference between the two pieces is the labor charge, while the gold price is kind of like the same. Let me explain this to you. Like we have the stock, we have three things that play a big role in deciding or like the given price of gold. The first thing is that the stock market, international stock market, we have like London, New York, Hong Kong. We follow the stock market price. Second thing is the exchange rate to the Egyptian pounds with the US dollars. And the third thing, which is not a big deal in the giving price of gold, which is the demand and the supply in the market. If there's a shortage in the demand, then the price goes a little bit down. And if the supply is high, the price goes a little bit down than the market, like let's say 1 or 2 pounds.
Yeah.
But if there's a big demand in the market on gold, then the price will go up like in the range of like 1 or 2 pounds at the same time.
Definitely. And well, the craftsmanship, you know, like many people who come here, they say, you know, the gold here is less expensive than it is in other countries.
Yeah.
So is that the truth?
It's the gold price is the gold price. We follow the stock market, but the thing is that the labor charges is different. In Egypt, the labor charge is, I guess, it's much less than other countries, especially the European countries. This is a big difference in the labor charges, while at the same time they get the same quality of the jewelry with the same finishing, the same designs, and everything.
Yeah.
So that what makes the gold jewelry prices a little bit. It's not a little bit less. It's a big difference between Egypt and Europe.
Yeah.
While if we are comparing to India, in India the labor charges are like kind of like the same to Egypt, or maybe a little bit less than Egypt. So it differs from one country to the other according to the labor charges, the salaries that they pay, the everything.
Well, you know, like talking about labor charges and all that, you know, of course, there is also the handmade stuff. You know, there are things that come, they say, you know, this is Italian gold, and they put higher charge on it than on the Egyptian-made gold. But then, when we talk about the handmade, how does it vary, or how is it qualified, or how is it estimated when it's handmade and it's sent or bought by foreigners?
There are like two main goals in the deciding the labor charge for the handmade jewelry. First thing is that the time of how long does it take, and then while we are let's say producing the jewelry, we have something that is called gold loss. Okay, so the gold loss, this means money. Some gold that vanishes, that you know, because it's like powder, so it vanishes, so you cannot get it back. So this plays a matter in the deciding the labor charge of the piece. Plus, the most important thing is the time that you spend making the piece, or like how many workers worked in this piece, or the idea of the piece itself. So these are the two main goals for deciding the labor charge for the handmade piece.
Well, we do have, you know, designers now, you know, that reached, of course, you know, international fame, and they're just, you know, designing.
In Egypt now, we have like very good expert designers. Like the new generation that is popping up now. It's they're educated, they know what they're doing. They're mixing between the cultures. They're mixing between the international fashion to the Egyptian taste. They put some of the Coptic designs, some of the Islamic designs, okay, and they mix the things together so it fits with the Egyptian taste.
Well, let me ask you, the taste of the Egyptian market, since we talked about that. What is it, you know, like, let's say, you know, nowadays, you know, or just generally, what would appeal to the Egyptian buyer? There are just, of course, different strata buying. There is, you know, like the A-list, and those, you know, who can afford the extravagant ones, and others, you know, who would buy, but they know they would like to own a piece of gold, of course.
Of course, yes. Like the difference is not it's not big. It's the thing that, let me tell you, it's like the technology that is used to make the piece. This is the only thing that we can.
Definitely, definitely. Well, let us go, into more that, we're talking about gold, and now, into what we are all passing through hard times due to the pandemic. Egypt, is, getting out of it really well, better than other countries yet. No one can deny the effects that the pandemic has had and still has on the market, the Egyptian market. So what about the gold market? How is it affected by that?
In the year 2020, it was a very tough year for the gold business. It was like kind of like big slope in the sales for the gold jewelry, especially from let's say March till October, when the pandemic was like really tough and really there. That the slope was around, like, let's say 60% of the sales went down at that period of time, while I believe the fourth quarter of the year 2020 was like better than the other quarters of the year 2020, because like when the pandemic went a little bit down at that time, so the market started moving on bit by bit for the fourth quarter, while now we're in the beginning, like let's say in March, so like we have like 2 more or 3 more weeks to end the first quarter of the year 2021. The year 2021, I believe it's like the first quarter was much better than the fourth quarter of the year 2020. So the market is recovering in Egypt now, comparing it like to the year 2020.
Well, if we talk to, and we are talking to foreigners, what do we tell them about, like if they want to buy from Egypt, gold products, what do we have to offer them to their likings, and what they would buy from Egypt here in the field of gold?
Normally, like Europeans, North Americans, South Americans, Asians, they buy like the Egyptian pharaonic jewelry. Some of the other Arab countries, tourists, they buy jewelry, normal jewelry that we Egyptians wear. It depends on the taste and on the culture where you come from. That makes a big difference in it. But normally, like the tourism takes 5% of the Egyptian market, and that's affected the market in the year 2020 because we didn't have much tourists at that time. So 5% of the market was lost. But normally it depends on the tourist where they come from.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Also, I remember it was like the year before last, one big star wore an Egyptian big necklace that is a replica of the one Ahlem, wore a big necklace, a replica of the big one in the museum actually. And then suddenly everybody started looking, whether Egyptians or Arabs, for the same necklace that the big singer was wearing. So I think that too. If you can just push things like that, or a figure that is wearing the famous figure wearing.
It's something. Like we make the trend for the market. Like we make, like, this thing was a trend at that time. So it happens like this, like fashion, same as clothes, same as fashion is fashion. So just like someone wears something and the other people, they like it, so they start copying the same thing, so they wear the same kind of style, and this is how it goes.
Well, definitely the ancient Egyptian style, it never just goes off. We see like Chanel, for example, and others always like big brands designing clothes, like in the ancient Egyptian way, putting the jewelry that is, like it's always never goes out of style.
No, it never goes, and then still there are so many jewelries in the museum that we haven't seen. So we believe that when the new museum is open, so we can see more, and we can add like our touches to the same pieces. Okay, and then I believe we can make it a trend worldwide.
Well, it's good that you brought this up because, you know, how is it going to be different in the shopping and all that, you know, well, the gem, of course, and other things in tourism, and when tourism starts, you know, like coming in full force when the gem is open, the Grand Egyptian Museum, there would be, of course, stores there to sell jewelry and other. I remember in the old Egyptian Museum for some time, before, you know, all the what happened in 2011 and all that. There was shops, you know, like selling old. We ourselves, you know, we were buying exactly from the bazaars, you know, like very distinctive pieces that were just sold. You know, normally, you know, like I wouldn't really see them in the shops, you know, like very distinctive. Exactly, even if though, you know, like they're distinctive and they have, you know, like different craftsmanship, we'd pay for that. We Egyptians, you know, to buy that. How is it going to be? Is there a certain plan for the shops there, the gold, silver, all the jewelry, you know, for the Grand Egyptian Museum?
I believe they will mainly work on the pharaonic pieces. Like they will do good business in the pharaonic pieces because they will customize some pieces that looks a bit unique, as always. So I believe the main target for them is pharaonic pieces.
Definitely. And also, you know, the new designers, actually, they just, you know, like bring up the best in designs, and, you know, they use always motifs from the ancient Egyptian jewelry or culture, or let's say, like the museums, the old temples, and they start using this in, you know, like cufflinks or cuffs or necklaces, you know, adding not the ritual that we had before, they add more and more to it.
Like just a couple of weeks ago, I've seen like an Egyptian designer. She designed a ring that looks like one of the temples in Luxor, and it looks the same. So like that was like an amazing piece. I've seen it. It was like an amazing piece. So the new generation in Egypt that are designing jewelry, I believe they will be hit very soon in the world, not only in Egypt.
Take the world by storm.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So they're doing very good job, and they're well educated. They know what they're doing, so they're putting their education with the designs into the designs they're making.
It's really interesting, you know, for example, even like, you know, foreign designers, non-Egyptian designers are, you know, so affected by the Egyptian designing of jewelry and the Egyptian culture, especially the ancient Egyptian. And one of my friends, designers, a British designer, she designs, you know, pieces, you know, silver, but also she gets a glass from Italy, Murano, especially designed for her. And when you see each piece and the viper and how it is, it's like, it's totally Egyptian. Whatever she designs, she's been coming for 25 years to Egypt every year, but only, you know, when the pandemic started, they could not do it, and they really miss coming back here all the time. But then when they do it, and, you know, even though it's different from Italy, but then doing it, it becomes, you know, like it has the Egyptian flavor.
Yeah, because, you know, like if you go to any museum in Europe, they have a part of the Egyptian, let's say, status.
Compartment?
Yeah. So even in the Vatican Museum, they have like pharaonic pieces, like old Egyptian pieces. So this is normal. So people are too close to the Egyptian old pieces and old culture. So
it's fascinating. How meticulous the craftsmanship and how the work, you know, how beautiful, and the colors and the stones, and even you know, like everything keeps the color.
Like when we go to the museum now, like we as a professional producers for Egyptian jewelry, like we stand in front of one piece and like we guess how did they make it without the technology that we're having now. It's kind of tough to make it with the technology now, but it's not easy to make it. They didn't have any technology. They didn't even have electricity to make this piece.
Definitely.
So they didn't have the technology. They didn't have
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, like concerning the very unique pieces that we have, and of course, like for sometimes, for example, for silver, they were. It was known that the old silver of Siwan, all that Siwan was taken by some people coming from abroad and amassing all that and selling it for very, very high prices abroad. So, is there like something like a plan or always a way to just curtail the selling of the very, or it's not like anybody can buy and
Anybody can buy, like,
and sell anywhere.
Yeah, and sell it anywhere, and we're still producing more.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
We do have that. Well, like it's very interesting. But then, talking about doing that, we do talk about workshops that we have and working in like the craftsmanship of gold and the workers that we have, working in that field. But we'll go on, with this after the break. Actually, we have a short break after we should be coming back. Stay tuned to us. Don't go away. Welcome back again. We're still on Money Means Business, and with our guest, engineer Ehab Wasfi, Vice President of the Gold Division in the Federation of Chamber of Commerce, and welcome again. Well, like we have, like we heard about the City of Gold, or the Gold City that is intended to be, that is on the way of being constructed or being constructed. Well, there are lots of course, everybody comes and asks about it. The shops in Khan Khalili, shops in old areas, and the old Cairo part, and those who open there, and the workshops in Khan Khalili that mainly like make gold and silver. Everybody's thinking, what will happen? What is the future of that? What's going to happen? And let's start, about it. Well, gradually. What is the City of Gold about? Where is it going to be? Is there anything like this in the whole world, or?
Okay. First of all, that was my dream in the year 2008. And it was like our luck to have the president in Egypt making a decision of making a City of Gold, which will be in, still they haven't decided, but I believe it will be in the new capital on 100 acres, square acres, in the new capital. Mm-hmm. The plan for like shifting the small workshops to the new City of Gold, we have had a promise from the Minister of Trade that it's up to them whether they want to move from the old workshops to the new City of Gold. This is it's on their hands if they want to shift or not. But jewelry stores that are in Khan Al Khalili or like Al Mu'azz Street, they will be the same where they are. They're not moving anywhere. Yeah. This is the promise that we had from the Minister of Trade. The City of Gold is going to be like an industrial city, and commercial city,
Yeah.
an educational city, and residential as well. That was
This is a mega thing. Well, let's start residential and educational, and of course, like commercial.
an industrial.
Yes.
Okay, it was planned by the president to have a big city which is full of everything. So we're going to be having a school for making jewelry, like teaching students how to make jewelry, the new technology for producing jewelry and everything. Residential, yes, the city will be residential for the people who work in the field of jewelry in Egypt, okay, especially gold jewelry. And then we can say industrial because some of the factories are shifting to the area, they're moving to the area there, they're shifting their business, everything to the City of Gold.
Yeah.
And then commercial because so many jewelry stores will be opening in that same area. So this is how it's going to be industrial,
Yeah.
commercial, educational, and residential.
And schools, of course, teaching, like new generations.
Yes, yes, yes. There will be a big school for teaching jewelry. Actually, there are so many schools for teaching jewelry worldwide, but the city itself, or the idea of the city itself, wasn't there, and it's not there in any country of the world. And I believe this will be the center of the jewelry trade in the world in Egypt. Like it will be the center of everything because the location of Egypt is in the middle of the world, so you can do the trade anywhere. Like,
Definitely.
yeah,
So like that, we'll have, say, like the schools. Maybe also it can be one branch in university curriculum or schools curricula. For those who would like to start from like youth and go to this business.
yeah, but we are already having a faculty that they have a division, a small division for jewelry making.
Okay.
Okay, which is faculty of art, educational art.
Okay.
They have a small division, or like in the faculty, they have a small division or department for making jewelry. So this is already there. That's where we get our designers. Like for me as a producer, this is where we get our designers from, and they're very well. They're very talented, we can say.
Definitely.
So like it's a very good like let's say faculty, and probably like we're gonna extend the school to have a university or a faculty at the same city to teach the students who wants to continue their studies on jewelry and be like more professional in the field of making jewelry.
Definitely.
So everything is still, we are planning the whole thing. I cannot tell all the details about it,
definitely.
but we are still planning the whole thing and how things will go. Okay, and then it will be on the hands of the president because he is paying attention to the field, this field, and we are very happy that he finally, we are having a city that is for jewelry. Actually, some other businesses, they had cities like Domyot for furniture,
Definitely.
like Rubeiki for leather, and then it's our good chance now to have a city for gold.
But like the customers who will come are like the ones wholesaler, big, buyers. So just for their, or is it going to be exporting or?
Yeah, the plan that we're having is to mainly do exports. Like, let me explain this to you easily. We have gold mines in Egypt, okay?
Yeah.
So we used to export the gold into bars. Now, no, we will do a refinery for the gold that we get out of the outcome of the mines.
Yeah.
We'll do the refinery. I'm telling you this in brief.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll produce it as in jewelry, and then we can export it as in jewelry instead of exporting it as in gold bars. Or we can do some other industries that has gold going into producing them.
Yeah, yeah. Also, would we have something like the San Diego Institute for authentication of stones or all that? Will we have something like that for to be an institute here in Egypt in the city of gold?
There are so many schools and university. I myself graduated from California. I don't want to say the name of the university, but yeah, we are gonna have like branches for these schools or like institutes for gemology, for jewelry in Egypt. Yes, we're gonna have this. It's in the plans. We are going to put it in our plans for the City of Gold. Of course, definitely we're gonna have something like this. At least they should be having a branch or two in Egypt.
So this is going to be an integrated plan. What else is going to be there that we need to have in Egypt here, or what is not there that you wish to see as a manufacturer of gold, and definitely a designer that you really need to be there in this city and in Egypt in general? Okay.
Mainly what I'm thinking of is that like having a university of me as Ihab. Personally, I'm like dreaming of having a university for jewelry studies, for technology, and then they can go for a master's and PhD for this thing. And this is one of the ideas that I'm going to put in the hands of the president, because to educate the like, let's say, youngsters about production, this is one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but being professional in it, this is another thing. So they have to continue their studies. So the business itself is going up gradually. Once they get graduated, they will be into it, into the business itself. Yeah. And they are more professional than anywhere else in the world. I'm believing that this city would be like one of the stars that is shining in the world.
Definitely.
Okay, so that will be a center of the world for jewelry trades, jewelry industry, and jewelry, let's say, designing in the world.
Is it just going to be solely Egyptian, or that also is going to be opening the door for big brands, like big names in diamonds, all that to have placed there?
The doors are open for any investor that would love to come to Egypt, and of course, like, big brands are welcome to Egypt, and like the doors are open for any investor to come to Egypt, and there is no problem for the investors to come to Egypt now. Definitely. Like, everything is easy now to make.
But as you said, it's very important to have a university or like faculty that is dealing with that and designing and all that, and production of gold and jewelry and gems and you know, all that, because when designers, clothes designers, when they just go and have a training, one of the big names in Europe, we do have big names too, that like people can come and have their training here. And especially, what I noticed is they try to emulate abroad when they just, I see some designers of some shops abroad, and they try to emulate the Egyptian jewelry, especially ancient Egyptian jewelry. You feel it does not have the flair. It's not Egyptian. You know right away. It's not Egyptian. I don't know why, but it's not Egyptian. A friend of mine, also a designer, the British one, she bought an Egyptian ring with the Eye of Horus, made in England, and she was very happy with it. The moment she came and she saw the Egyptian-made one, she sold the one that she's wearing and bought the Egyptian one, because when you see the difference, you feel the spirit, really. I think jewelry have a soul, a spirit. It's like how you put it in there, and you put part of it, and your energy and everything. It's let's say it's a work of love. How you love it, and you put your part of it.
The thing is that, like, let's say, take an example of the Eye of Horus.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up seeing the Eye of Horus. We didn't see it when we grew up.
Yeah.
No, we grew up seeing it all the time. So we have the spirit of the Eye of Horus.
Yes.
Okay, we know what is the Eye of Horus. Same as the scarab.
Yeah.
Like, and scarab is also a protection for the evil eye. So, and it's for the good luck. So we grew up in it. We know what it is. We know that it is old pharaonic thing that they used to believe in.
Yeah.
So we know the whole story. So that's how we put our touches with love when we make the pieces. Okay, other than making it as a business thing.
Yeah.
So you can tell the difference between the design that is made with love and the design that is made for business. So this is how you can see the difference between the both pieces.
Exactly. And then the Nefertiti, you know, they make also, you look at it, this is not Nefertiti that we know.
Yeah.
This is something else that is not. And people there don't know the difference. They say, wow. And then suddenly when they see the Egyptian made one, this is Nefertiti.
Yeah, it is.
This is, you know, this is us, you know. This is, you know, like Horus. This is, you know, whatever. You know, like the pieces that are made that, you know, represent the Egyptian pieces from old Egyptian history. It's totally Egyptian. It has the soul of Egypt in it. And this is, you know, it makes a total difference. I was asking one of the jewelers abroad, he had one cartouche. And I look at it and I say, do you make cartouche? He said, yeah, we can make you, if you like, you know, you can make an order. We make you, what for? You know, I'm Egyptian. You know, we make them here. And, you know, like we make them in our soul. And when you wear it, you see it's authentic. It's Egyptian. Yeah. It has, it's, you know, it is Egyptian. It looks Egyptian. It has the Egyptian soul. Different from the one you buy.
And they cannot read what's written on it. They cannot read it.
Exactly.
What we do. We do. If the names of the kings, we know them.
Yeah, yeah. Because we know this. We grew up, as you said, we grew up with it.
Yes.
This is, you know, our culture. This is our past. This is, you know, our heritage.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, and we take a very, we're very proud of it. Yeah. So, you know, like, it shows in our own work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
That's us.
This is really amazing. Also, you know, like, how do you view when, you know, as you know, like when you had the promise that the shops are going to stay there, definitely we know Khan Khalili is a historical place, of course, and the shops that are there, you know, some are just old and they've been there, you know, like as a heritage from a long time, you know, with the people, you know, having them there. And of course, you know, the people who are just, you know, who have names and have, you know, their own place there, they just, you know, are proud of the place there. And people who come, you know, from different countries, tourists come and visit this old place, the old bazaar, Khan Khalili, in order to buy from it whatever they want. You know, like they have pleasure, at the same time to buy from it whatever they want.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, like
the shops will be the same. The shops will be, they're not moving the shops to the other places. While they said, the minister said, if you want to open another branch in the new City of Gold, yes, you can. Yeah, like definitely you can. So we had that promise from the Minister of Trade. So it's going to be like something new in the City of Gold, as well as we are having our spots, our shops, our hearts in the Khan al-Khalili where we grew up.
Definitely. And of course, you know, like then the big City of Gold should be on the map of tourists coming, you know, to visit that too.
It's gonna be one of the touristic places because it's gonna be a city for trading jewelry. So we'll be having people coming from all around the world to trade or do the business they want in the new City of Gold. This is how things will be going. And then plus we do have trading deals with other African countries. So we are going to open the doors for the other African countries to come to Egypt. Like we have a trading deal which is called COMESA between us and the African countries. So we're going to open the doors for them to come to Egypt, and we can start trading with them with no custom duties, no duties on anything. Plus the Arab countries. Okay, we have the same deal with the Arab countries. I cannot recall the deal itself. How what
It doesn't
is
matter,
the
but
name?
you know, we just it's
Yeah,
really good.
so
You
it's
have,
so it's a trade between the Arab countries and each other. So this is another thing that's going to make the city of gold the center of the business of our business.
Definitely, time flies. So you know, we're less than 1 minute. You know, like one final word.
Thanks, Mr. President, for making this big decision, and it was my dream, and inshallah I'll see you.
Realizing dreams
Yeah.
come true, but you know, providing that they are just done the way that all the people are dreaming, and the specialized one are dreaming, and the experts in this field are dreaming of a future of a gold city.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Ihab Wasif, thank you very much for being with us. It's a pleasure. And as we go along, we'll just we'll know more and of the developments, and it's a pleasure having you, and we'll have more pleasure, you know, having you in the future.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you for being
Thank
with
you.
us.
Bye-bye.
As for our viewers, thank you for being there. We'll see you again next week. As for now, as we always end, God bless Egypt, God bless Egyptians, God bless the army, our white army, our police, our president, and God bless the world. And as we quote from the Holy Quran, we enter Egypt, God willing, safe. Khulu Misr, inshallah, aminin. And from the Holy Bible, Mubarak, Shabi Misr, blessed be Egypt, my people. I'm Nermin Nazim signing off. We'll see you again next week. Goodbye for now.